All right. So, welcome to camp. Hey, we're super excited. We know it's only February, but we've been planning literally since September and going through all the things from last summer. And we are super excited to get ready for summer camp this summer. And we're just really glad you're here to start off the process. Um, we really want you to make the most of your experience. We want it to be the best possible experience that it can be for you and for your scouts, obviously. But it is a everybody experience. Organization is critical to that. Having a plan, sharing it with your scouts and the families really helps. Families needing to know, when do they need to be somewhere? When do their medicals need to be done? All those kinds of little things. A nice handout with some timelines really does help your families. Review the leader's guide, even if it's your 51st time coming to read. Take a look at it. There are changes every year, so please take a look at that leader's guide. Sandy works really hard to get it, so it's got as much information in it as possible, and it's I think this year it's very well done. Having a good attitude, things happen, snags happen, it rains, somebody doesn't turn in their payment on time. Have a good attitude. Understand that those things happen. We will try to also, but know that in the long run, we're doing this for kids, and the highlight of scouting for a year is to have them at camp, and so really want to get as many of them that super experience as we can. And if you have questions, please ask us at the end of the presentation tonight, or call us, or send us an email. We're going to share our contact screen here next, and we're here to help. So don't be frustrated. If you have questions, let us know. Excuse me. So here's our contact screen before summer camp. Um, Sandy or myself are available at any time to help you, or you can send something to ghv.camping@scouting.org, and that gets to both of us. And we will make sure that you get an answer. You can also certainly call the Council Service Center. Or if you wanted to, you could stop by. If you give us a call and let us know so that you're coming, one of us will be there, and we'll meet with you. So that's before camp. And once camp starts, it's still Sandy and I, and then we add Chris O'Connor into that. Those of you know Chris, the ranger and assistant reservation director, he can also, once on property, can answer a whole lot of questions. Our address changes to the Reed Scout Reservation, and our phone number adjusts to the Reed phone, but they're in the book. But if we can, if you need to, take a picture, and uh, we'll do whatever we can to help you. That's literally what we're here for before camp. So here's some of the changes we're going to talk about at different times tonight. Just in a quick review, activities, the open programs, please be sure to check those out. We do adjust those every year. Our two program directors and Liam Montgomery work on that all winter. And so once they're, when they're out, make sure that you look at those. We're going to have a new program this year at STEM Ranch for leaders only. It's a test program, and it's paddle making. There will be a fee for this. You'll be able to sign up for it if you're interested, but when you leave, you will leave with your own canoe paddle. And Greg Patanza is going to lead that. He's super excited about it, and so that is something that you might want to think about. Advancement, most of all the changes are in the merit badge schedules, and they're posted in the leader's guide. One of the things that we're going to talk about a little later is we've been asked for a few years, and we're going to adjust our first year camper program to a trail to first class, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little later in the presentation. Medicals and medications, really nothing has changed here. Just, a good reminder that all youth medications and any medical forms, when you need to send those things that have, excuse me, you need to send those into the office. Obviously, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But if they weren't sent, then when you come to camp, you need to make sure that they're with you on your tour, because they'll need them at the waterfront. So your choices are to either send them in to us so we can pre-check you out, or two, bring them with you, and then you'll have to be at the waterfront and go through them. It does take longer, so it's better if you send them in to us. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then all forms, no matter what it is, whether it's medical form or the meningitis form or the pre-merit badge requirement form, they're all on the website, under read, under forms. You'll be able to get to all that. Leaders fees, obviously, this is a big change. We're well aware, and that is that we're gonna change this year, and we're gonna charge $180 for every leader. We're no longer going to have free leaders, but at the same time, we're going to change that $240 third, fourth, fifth, sixth leader down to the same 180. Why did we do this? We did this for one basic reason. We didn't want to raise the fees on the kids. We wanted to try to keep the kids' fee the same. This will be the third year in a row we've been able to hold the fee, and the 180 is food costs. Doesn't count the labor in the kitchen, doesn't count utilities, insurance. It is we're paying for the food. And that's literally what we're asking our leaders to do, is just cover your food for the week. And so that is the one big financial change at camp this summer. If you have questions about that, we can talk about that at the end of the presentation. Pre-swim tests, we've had a problem with these in the past. We can't force our aquatics directors to accept the pre-swim test. That's under their responsibility and their certification. And so because we can't guarantee that our aquatics directors will accept it, we're just not going to do pre-swim tests this year. So everybody will get swim tested that's going to be that's going to get in the water on that first opening day at camp. So that way we don't disappoint anybody or make people upset when they went and did it and spent their time and then we couldn't accept it. So we're going to do that. Also, the summer school full refund has been adjusted. Please look at page 15 of the Leader's Guide to look at that. We're on the hook for all the kit for everybody who signs up, and we can't any longer just give a full refund for people because of school. They know, they should know whether they're going to pass school or not in May. Rosters. Sandy's going to talk about this real quick. This is a new national requirement that we have to fulfill, and I think we have an easy way for you to do it, but you're going to have to help us. So, Sandy.
So it's very simple. I mean, as with your weekend camping as well, for a while now, leaders have to be registered in your troop to go, to stay overnight with your troop anywhere. So it's the same for summer camp. So what we're going to be doing this year is asking you to print out or to email to me your my.scouting.org roster. So that's your full Scouting America registered list of adults and youth, so that I can check that against your camp registration to make sure that everybody's registered. Sometimes it is simply an oversight. Your leader started in April last year, so here you are, it's June at camp, and your leader didn't re-register. So it's a good way for you to check, and it's a good way for me to ensure that everybody is actually registered in Scouting America.
Thanks, Sandy. Okay, again this year, we did it last year. We will have mountain bike rentals available. You can reserve those online. You can rent them for a day, 2 days, or for a full week. We had 1 week where we rented somewhere around 20 bikes, and a lot of kids were able to move around. The rental does include a helmet as part of that. So they'll pick up those bikes sometime on Sunday around dinner at the Buckskin Trading Post, and the supply is limited. I mean, we have only X number of bikes, and so when we run out of bikes, we run out of bikes. But it is something that we are offering. Activities. So let's talk about the fun stuff. So activities, you'll receive an updated program schedule in your Scoutmaster packet at the Sunday meeting when you come. And this is just if there are any adjustments, you'll get that. It'll also have all the open programs and things like that on it. We will have horses again this year, so we do have the trail rides that you can sign up for those um, early. Summit Base will have mountain biking, we'll have climbing, the climbing tower, zip line. You'll be able to sign up low cope, and also we have the Mount Stevens hike available, which is a sign in, sign out. We will have the triathlon again this summer. We were asked to keep that, so we are. We're going to add some open chutes. There'll be an open waterfront daily, whether that's at Buckskin or Obika, there'll always be one of the waterfronts available during the open time. Um, Activities at the different program areas throughout the week, and they're trying to switch some of those up. Everything from beach volleyball, the action archery. We'll have some tie dye, some different competitions, things that the scouts can do that are fun and exciting. I know that STEM Ranch is working on a project right now to see if they can make that available. So the program areas are already working on that. Whoa. Activities for older scouts. Don't forget that we have the high ropes course available, and Operation Nighthawk, and then the STEM badges, specifically welding and metalworking, that area. And there also will be activities just for adults again this year. There'll be some adult time where you can go with other adults and be able to just have a little fun at camp. And that's, again, we want people to have a good time at camp. It's a great place to be, and it's a fun place to be for a week. And we want you to be able to have a good time there. Advancement changes for 26. Class attendance across the reservation has been reviewed by the staff and the management team, and so those are always adjusted a little bit here and there based on the merit badges. So make sure you look at those. We will be offering oceanography this year in Buckskin. And due to merit badge signups, we're trying to be upfront about this. At times, we have to consolidate classes because we just don't have enough kids in classes. So once you're able to sign up, please don't delay in signing up. If we only get classes, if we have empty classes or classes with one scout, we have to move those people. And so Sandy's going to do that 2 to 3 weeks out. So please, once you have your kids and you can get them signed up in May and June, in that before like the 15th of June, please try to make sure that you get those in for us, so that we make sure that if there's a class that has enough kids in it, we make sure we have staff for you. Let's talk a little bit about first year camper. So first year camper is going to be a trail to first class program. Due to Scoutmaster request, we're going to go back to offering it both at Wabika and Buckskin separately. 9 to 12, they may do some things together, but it will be two separate program groups. The program will be designed to help scouts with requirements from tenderfoot to first class. So each day they'll work on some different requirements. The difference of this is that the staff will not sign off on their books. The one piece here is that you or the adult leader at the campsite will sign off on requirements, not the staff. We will give you a list of what's taught each day at the end of the week, and the hope is that we teach them a skill and they can come back and do that skill for you, or maybe you were at the class and you can sign off on it. But the one thing that we got told by leaders, they want to be able to sign off on that stuff. So our staff won't be doing that. But we think it's a good change, and we've been working on it all winter, and they're going to hammer out the final pieces of it here, I think, in the next couple of weeks. So we're pretty excited about this adjustment. And now I'm going to turn it over to Sandy, and she's going to go through the computer. So Sandy.
All right, so everybody's got their online registration system set up with your troops reservation for this summer. So if you have trouble accessing it, just make sure to shoot me an email about that. This guide from last year is actually already posted on our website, so you'll have the step-by-step instructions. They've only changed slightly. And then after our meeting next week, this guide will be posted, so you'll have the revised version. So we're going to go through how to upload your roster, getting your deposits in, the timeline for deposits. March 31st is the big one. Um, and then merit badge signups, they'll start on April 1st, unless you're part of the loyalty program. We'll go through that later. You start a little earlier. And then activity signups, they are all attached to the individuals and not the troop. All right, so the first thing that you'll do is you go to our website, ghvscouting.org, and you'll sign in where it says My Council. Um, those that have been with us in the past should already have the access. And then for my new units this year, the person that made the registration will have the access. And then your new individuals will have to create an account on the website, then shoot me an email so that I can attach you to your troop and you'll be able to see your registration. So once you're logged in, you'll see your troop like it is here, and also your event registration. And then you're going to click on roster. So that's for my returning units. If you have new scouts or new leaders that are joining you, you could just add those couple of individuals. If you've had major changes, you can absolutely just fill out a new spreadsheet and get that uploaded. Scouts' mailing addresses and emails, or their parents' emails, really need to be in there. I know in the past, the troop leader would just throw his own in to all of the kids, but we really do want to try to send messages to the parents. Hey, your kid is taking welding. He needs pants. Crocs also don't work down at the horse barn for any of the classes down there. Things like that. So I've had the request from some of my instructors, and we really want to try to do that this year. So you don't need that email 15 times. It's better for the parents to get it. All right. So to get the template, you can get it from here. To either upload or purge your roster, the steps are here for that. Um, if you need help, the template can be a little touchy. It's very specific on the information, and you can't change the columns. So if you need any help with it, just let me know. I know for some of my Jersey groups, you have to change the zip code column to text instead of number because it tends to delete the zero, and a lot of your zip codes start with a zero. So, um, but other than that, you just select which way you want to handle things. If you want to, if you're doing an addition, or if you want to discard everything that's in there, or if you want it to show you the duplicates so that you could choose which one is right. All right. So once your roster is in there, you're going to want to click on registrations. And then you can also get there by clicking on the current event on your main screen. All right, now this is the important page. This is the one you want to set as your favorites tab, so you don't have to go through all those earlier steps, because this is the main hub. So for getting your kids in there and your adults in there, you're going to click on members and then add new. And here you can add multiple people at a time, or you could just do them one at a time. Depends on how your deposits came in. So you're always going to want to change that bubble to minimum payment because you only need to pay your deposits first. And then you put in the quantity. Over to the right, you'll see the group account funds available. Everybody's going to have that $200 deposit available. You don't have to use it for your deposits. You can save that to make your troop deposit for next year. So if you want to save it for next year, just uncheck the box where it says apply funds from group account. The leaders are only going to show as $50 because once you've got them in the registration, then you can decide how long they're staying. So leaders that are full week will be the 180, but if they're only, if you have leaders that split the week, it's prorated. So you'll choose that later. So once you have everybody noted that you want to register, you'll click save. All right. And then for each person that you're putting in, whether it's one or it's 10, you'll have to click on the red box where it says add information. Also on this screen, you'll see where it says apply discounts. If you click on that, that's where you could put the word sibling for each of your siblings, um, if you have any sets of siblings coming. And since you've already uploaded your roster, because we talked about that before, it's very easy. You're gonna just hit the light blue box that says populate. All right. Um, so if you have when it comes to payments, if you have parents that want to use their own credit cards, you'll need to set up something during your scout meetings, maybe, so that they don't have to give you the actual card information. Once you have, I recommend once you put their kid in the shopping cart and then all they have to do is type in their banking information. They can't call the office with their credit cards. Our customer is you as the troop. So it's better for them to handle that during your troop meetings. Um, Honestly, though, every credit card that's used is going to get charged a 3% fee. So I really do recommend having them pay you, and then you pay with your bank information for e-check. You can also send in check payments to the office, but it's a lot faster if you just do it from your computer because the information you need is right on your check. I've also in the past, troops don't have a checking account. I totally respect that. If you wanted to gather your parents' checks that are made out to the council, pop them in an envelope together, I could always take the payment that way as well. I just can't do it with credit cards that way. And if parents are going to send their kids up for additional weeks, and the troop's not coming additional weeks, they can absolutely just do that through the calendar on our website. All right, so from once you're back on the main dashboard, after you have a couple of people registered, you're going to see them in your roster. And then you can click on the individual leaders like we talked about before and update how long they're staying in camp. If they're full week, you just choose full week from the drop down that'll be there. Or if they're, one day, one night, two night, things like that, and then indicate the night so that I can let the chefs know when we have extra people. All right. And then April 1st, that's Magic Day. So that's when we're going to be able to add their classes that they want to take, their activities that they want to do. So once you click on that individual person, there'll be an activities tab, and then there'll be a blue button for adding or changing them. As you select their classes, you won't see classes that don't fit in their schedule. You'll only be able to select things that fit time-wise. So like this schedule here, it's not showing all of the sessions of kayaking that we offer. It's only showing the ones that are still able to be slotted into that scout schedule. Back to Rich.
Okay, so now we're going to cover the last group of things here. We're going to talk about medical, camperships, some ideas on leader responsibilities, a little update on food, and something I was asked to put in is electric vehicles. We do not provide charging stations in camp. We don't have any way to do that. So we don't fill up people's tanks with gas. We can't fill you up with a charge. So until we figure out how you can plug into a tree, it doesn't work. So please make sure that you have enough charge when you get there. For that, if you need a charge, the Stewart's, by the way, down by the interstate has a full set of charging stations there. I think they have 7 or 8 of them. It's a very large charging area. So for parents. Okay, let's talk about some general information things. We all know that you have to have 2 adult leaders that are registered in your group, please remember that they all got to be registered in Scouting America in your troop. So we have to make sure they're on that roster. That's why that roster is so important. Again, you can get that roster by printing it at my.scouting.org, and you can either bring it with you or you can send it to Sandy ahead of time, and she can get you all checked off. Cell phone coverage is spotty at camp, a little better in Wabika, not very good. In fact, it's terrible at Buckskin and at Summit, but it is good really in center camp right now. It's not too bad in Buckskin. You can get it pretty much at the Buckskin office, at the trading post, and you can also get it in the dining hall. We have upgraded a lot of that area. You can also get it outside central office, and you can also get it at Summit. So any place where there's Wi-Fi, as long as you turn your phone to Wi-Fi calling, you can use your cell phone in those areas. Wireless internet is available, same basic places that we talked about, plus at Wabika, it's available in McIntyre, at the office, the commissary, and it is also available at STEM Ranch. So every camp does have Wi-Fi available that you can connect to for free and be able to use. It is not super fast, but it will work. And you can't, the streaming functions for the most part are turned off. If you actually figure out how to stream, don't tell me, because I'll tell my tech guy and he will make it not work. So please, it's best if you don't stream it. It really sucks up the internet, and there's only so much. We are out in the woods. Trading Expo stock has expanded. We've got some new stuff. We have a new vendor, new local vendor that's going to help us with some new stuff this year, and so we're looking to have some new product in the Trading Post. And remember that the Trading Post will take cash, checks, credit cards. We'll take about anything at the Trading Post. All right. Let's talk about medicals. Again, nothing new here, but the medical forms, you must have an ABC form that has the parent and the physician's signature. The best thing you can do before you send us the medical is to look and make sure it's got signatures. About anything else we could figure out, we can't figure out signatures. So please make sure that they have the signatures. Anyone staying overnight, this is a Department of Health rule, has to have a signature. That's not the Boy Scout 72-hour thing. This is a state of New York law, and if you're staying overnight, you must have a physical. That is the New York rule. So if you have that parent that's going to come, stay Sunday night, go home Monday, that's great. They need to be, one, registered in the unit, and two, they got to have a physical. So please remember that. If they're staying more than 2 weeks, a number of our units stay more than 2 weeks, and sometimes we have somebody will stay a week and then be a super trooper. They do have to fill out a meningitis form. We cannot upload forms because we are not compliant with all of those electronic laws. So we just ask that you bring it in a binder. The best thing you can do is to take a binder, put your troop number and name, like town, in the front of it, 3-hole punch it, and put everybody's medical in there, not in a plastic sheet. Just put the medical in there in alphabetical order, and you're good to go. That's literally all it needs to be. And the reason is simple, is because if something happens and someone has an emergency, we want to be able to grab the binder, find the name, pull the medical, and either go to, get you to a hospital, get it to an ambulance, whatever we need to do. If we have to start looking for them, it's a real problem. That's one of the reasons why the electronic stuff doesn't work. We just don't have the ability to deal with that where we are. So this is really for your safety. We've been doing it this way for about 7 years. It's just the best way for us to do it. Also remember that our medical director is an EMT. And so according to New York state law, not allowed to give out over-the-counter drugs. We can only give out medication in the original bottle that has the directions on it. No one in a shirt like this or that says staff or has a name tag is going to be able to give your children a Tylenol. We can't do that. So you'll hear that a lot between now and when your kids come to camp. So little additional information about medicals. All the forms must be signed properly, filled out. Again, even if you're only staying one night, please indicate any allergies or special conditions because we can't help you if we don't know. I can tell you right now, I'm over 60. I fill out everything because if I go down, I want somebody to help me. And so please make sure you fill it out. We will do our best to help you, but only if we know about it. There's also no substitution for Part C. You have to use the BSA Part C. If somebody has a school physical, they're more than happy to attach that, but you still have to have a Part C with a doctor's signature on it. It is we don't have any other way around it. And the immunization, the doctor's immunization record is fine. We don't require immunizations. We just need to know what people have had so that if something happens, the doctors know what they're dealing with. All medications in the original containers. We talked about that. Don't bring the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday little pill box that pops open. We literally can't give those medications to anybody. If we get those, they get locked up and we can't give your scouts medications. The Department of Health in New York does not allow that. I get fined a lot of money and we don't. We just put them away because I can't deal with the Department of Health's fining. They're a little on the crazy side. They're doing the good thing, but it is what it is. We're not able to provide special personal transportation for your scouts. If you need some kind of personal transportation, please let us know, and we'll give you the contacts of some local in the area places that have golf carts for rent. And that's if you have a disability, not just because you don't want to walk somewhere. If you have a real disability, we can help you do that. Otherwise, nothing's too far away, and with the buses, we can get you anywhere and everywhere. We do have a new bus this year, so pretty excited. Those of you that drive the bus, there'll be a new one for you to drive. So that's always a fun thing. Sandy, fee schedule. And she's on mute.
Okay.
And she's
fee
back.
schedule. All right, so March 31st, that is when the first set of deposits for your scouts and leaders is due. If you are one of my early bird units, you're going to be paying those before you can register on your early bird schedule. But for everybody else, that is when the deposits are due. Just a reminder, the deposits are non-refundable, but they can be used for a scout that is not yet registered. So if you have, Johnny ends up not being able to go to camp, but Jimmy hadn't registered yet, and now he wants to go, just change the information over. That is the only way the deposit can be used. It is a deposit. May 15th is when everybody's final balances are due for the leaders and the scouts. So for those that did not make their deposit in time or just didn't pay the balance in time, that's when you're going to start paying the late fees. Discounts are for second weeks and for siblings. If you have two brothers and a sister, the parents are saving $150 because it is $50 per sibling. The second week discount is $100. For refunds and cancellations, please be familiar with the policy. There are specific guidelines on when doctor's notes or things like that need to be received. That is on page 15 of the Leader's Guide. And again, please do not have your parents try to call the office with payments. I have to turn them away. They need to be paid through the troop. They should be paid online, but again, we can take checks if the troop sends them into the office. And I can't do e-check payments over the phone either, so it's only through the computer for you guys. Let's see. So I mentioned crossovers before. If you have crossovers that are joining after March 31st, or they join your troop March 1st, but they need more time to decide on camp, that's okay. As long as they only joined your troop in 2026, we can still apply the early bird rate for them. You don't have to worry about a late fee. Just make sure you register them with the deposit and then just shoot me an email. Say, hey, you know, Joey Tanner is just joined our troop this year. Can you please apply the early rate for him? No problem.
Okay. So camperships. The board of the Greater Hudson Valley Council believes that every youth should have the ability to go to summer camp, and so any scout is able to apply for a campership. That's any scout, whether you're within the Greater Hudson Valley Council or another council. We have two separate funds that we're able to pool together, and so we're able to allow anybody that comes to camp apply for a campership. It is financial assistance available to scouts that attend Reed. The parent section must be filled out using the PDF fillable feature. Do not handwrite. And the reason of that is I have people who have to read these. And if they can't read it, they just toss it to the side. So the form is a PDF fillable form, and they can do it right online. That's what they need to do. They need to fill it out so that they type it so that it can be read. The forms are due by April 15th. If you apply after April 15th, you're not going to be able to get the max, which is half. The max that we can give is half, and it's done by needs based. It's done by income, and so the committee tries to decide what is the best, what's fair, and what's the best. After April 15th, there it all is dependent upon how much money we have left, what we can do. So earlier the better on camperships. Once approved, the parents will receive a letter for the amount that's been granted, and we will post it online to that scout's profile. So they won't have to do anything. As soon as it's been awarded, Sandy goes in and puts it in the computer, and it's seamless. It's already sitting there for you. Little bit on leader responsibilities before camp, things that, being on this call, super important. We really appreciate that you're spending some time with us tonight. Thank you again. Managing the camp fees is part of the adult responsibilities to help us do that. Promoting camp, making sure that we get people signed up online. If you need a troop presentation, we'll talk about this in a second. We're here to help. We have a whole group of people that are out doing presentations. We actually have a full presentation group. We've had our field managers calling units. If you need a presentation to scouts and parents, please let us know, and we will effort as much as we can to get someone to your unit. Again, you've attended this meeting. That's great. Really appreciate that. Camperships, again, that big magic date, April 15th. Please try to make sure that they get those in so they can be considered for a total amount, a max campership. Register scouts for the merit badges and the activities. Register the adults that are coming to camp so we can make sure that everybody's ready to go by June 15th. And part of the reason June 15th is so important is because we have to run a second background check on every adult that is through New York State, and we start doing those on June 15th. So having the information that we need by then is very, very helpful to Sandy. Submit all your medical, dietary forms if you can 2 weeks before you're coming, so that we can have our chefs looking at the dietary forms, and we can have our medical people looking at your medicals. It just makes it so much faster. Before June 1st, you can mail any of that stuff to the service center, and Sandy will take it with her. After June 1st, just mail it right to Reed, and we will pick it up and have our medical director start working on him when he gets there. Range transportation to and from camp. The last thing you want on the way home is to have Johnny sitting there with mom and dad not going to show up until noon or something. So need to make sure that they're ready and they're coming in the morning. So you want them there when you want to leave, which anymore is really like close to 9 o'clock in the morning. That's we're usually empty by 9:30. So please get your people up there. Double, triple check your paperwork. Make sure that your crossovers are registered in your unit, so you don't have to deal with that when you come to camp. Excuse me. And then once you get to camp, check-in time, please remember, is at 1 o'clock, between 1 and 3. Please don't arrive before 1 o'clock. We, due to the what we had to change last year because of New York State work requirements, our staff can't go to work. In time. They can only work so many hours in a day and only so many hours in a week. And so we have to track all that. So please don't come until 1 o'clock. We really can't help you. We really can't do anything with you. And if you do, you're just going to sit there. So one's the best time to come. Park in your designated parking areas, please not on the roads. If you start blocking the roads, then it messes up everything. Please park where the staff asks you to park. Bring your medications and any medical forms that you haven't pre-turned in to the waterfront with you. Adhere to the 2 Deep leadership at all times when you're out and about. Confirm your merit badge and activity schedules with either Sandy at Buckskin and the person that we have up in probably Lindsay up in Wabika. Everybody's going to get wristbands. This is sort of a new thing, a little bit new this year. In the past, we've given the wristbands, and no one ever probably, for the most part, that you knew was looking. We were, but looking. We have to be a little more formal about that this year. There are probably going to be a couple of times where you're going to have to show your wristband to get into the dining hall so that we can make sure that everybody on the property is supposed to be on the property. Let's see. Ensure that you have supervision in your campsite when your kids are around. If you want to assist with programs and service projects, those will be available. If you just want to do something, whether it's driving the bus or digging a hole or helping Chris, we always have things to do. Please fill out an evaluation form at the end. We take a lot from those. We make a lot of changes. A lot of things that we changed this year, we changed because we had leaders multiply tell us that this is what they wanted. And so really trying to make sure that we supply the program that you want. And be prepared for your checkout appointment on Thursday or Friday. Please bring your payment information, things like that, so that Sandy can get you all checked out and get you out of camp. Special forms that are available, the special needs accommodations form. If you have anybody who has a special need, the entire camp doesn't see that. I see that. The camp director sees that, and then whoever needs to help with the accommodation does. We don't publish that stuff. We just want to make sure that the young person has what they need to be successful. Food and allergy, dietary needs. Please don't forget to have your parents fill those out. Don't delay those. Please send those in. Super important that we get those to the chef. Whitewater rafting is available. Again, you just need to let us know ahead of time. Fill the form out so we can get those things set up. And the requirements not taught sign-up form. Basically, this is for emergency preparedness, camping, life-saving. There's some requirements in there that need to be signed off so that the instructors know, and that way we can get it all checked off for you. So again, all those forms are on the READ website under forms. Food service, a little bit on food. We have the same food service company coming back. This is the 4th year for Upper Crust. They work as hard as they can on allergy and dietary needs. We're well aware that everything is not perfect, but they have worked on it very, very hard. They will be able to work with vegetarians, lactose-free, and gluten-free. If there's other medical needs, that's why we need those forms. They'll do their best on those. If we absolutely can't, we will have a conversation. We've had a couple of youth where we can't, and the parents have helped us come up with a way to solve that. It's just best if we have some time to work on that versus showing up on Sunday and thinking we're going to be able to figure it out, because odds are we're not. The best thing is to, as soon as if it's a really different non-gluten, lactose, vegetarian, something like that, please contact us as quickly as you can so that we can try to work on a solution for them. Please remember that the dietary meals are not a second option. We serve the same food to everybody, and then the dietaries have their food. And it's not today I'm a vegetarian, but there's chicken nuggets tomorrow, so now I'm not a vegetarian. That's not how it works. If you're a vegetarian, you're a vegetarian. That's. and submit at least 2 weeks before. But the faster we get those forms, the better. The chef works very hard at this, but he really needs the information to be able to figure it out and to order the food. Part of this is because a lot of this he has to order ahead of time. We've got to have ordered ahead of time, and so we got to get it on the property. Uh, we get asked often by new leaders what comes in a campsite. So every campsite at Curtis Reed comes with the following things: comes with a leader shelter, which can be used for gear, or you can stay in it or whatever you want to do. But there's some type of leader shelter in all the campsites. There is a picnic table or two in all the campsites, a latrine, tent platforms that will have a tent, two cots and mattresses, a flagpole, a tarp or two, depending on how big the campsite is. We'll have a metal job box, picture of ones there, that is for your smellables. And sometimes they will put Wabika, they put the medications in the second box inside there, but it's you will have a key to it. And just as an upfront thing, there's no electricity. So in the campsite, so if you need a CPAP, it is best if you bring some kind of rechargeable battery. We can certainly help you recharge a battery, but we have no way to get you power. So please make sure if anybody has a CPAP, they're prepared for that. Don't forget another option that if you would like to save $50 per scout, you can. You can change your campsite to Voyager or Blackfoot, and you can bring your own tent if you want to. So if you don't like the canvas tents, that's perfectly fine. You can go to Voyager or Blackfoot, get a $50 discount and per scout, and you just bring your own tent. And that's perfectly fine. You can talk to Sandy about that, and she can help you out with that option. Critters. We have critters. Everybody knows we have critters. We're in the woods. We have bears. I'm looking in my little Brady Bunch box over here. Mark's shaking his head. There are bears at camp periodically. It does happen. We've never had anybody affected by a bear, but sometimes they show up. They're like anything. What are they looking for? They're looking for McDonald's. They're looking for food. They're looking for somebody to have easy food. So the best thing that you can do is start talking about making sure that your scouts know that any kind of snacks, any kind of food they have need to go in those critter boxes. Maybe having them bring some kind of a bag or a 2.5-gallon Ziploc that you can put your names on or something like that. You want to have something. We will pick your garbage up daily, depending in the food areas, Wabika more than once a day. The rest of the camp, it'll be picked up once a day by our commissioners and hauled away for you. In Wabika, we have troop cooking in Wabika. That's sort of the hallmark of what Wabika is. And then Wabika now has 4 cook sites. They are now all finished. We have finished all the cook sites in Wabika. So if you're in Wabika, you will cook in one of the 4 areas shown on the map. You'll either cook in the Cascade cooking area, the Avalanche cooking area, or the Hurricane cooking area, which if you're in Wolfjaw, Polaris, or Sunrise, you'll cook in the Hurricane camping area, or Haystack. Haystack now has its own camping area. All cooking areas now come with the same equipment. They are all done. So the Wabika cooking site equipment, a 2-burner stove, a grill attachment, a hot water, basically like a turkey burner, and a Dutch oven table. Dutch ovens are available if you want them. Equipment box with some upgraded cooking utensils, some new pots, pans, plates, silverware, those types of things are in there. You'll have 3 or more picnic tables available. A cooking prep table, a cleanup table, and every campsite now has a 20 by 20 covered cooking area. Now has a 20 by 20 covered pavilion for cooking. So all the cooking areas are now done. This has been a 4-year project since COVID. We're super excited. This was really year 2 that all the equipment has been there and all the campsites. We're really, really happy about that. Promotional tools. Again, we really want to promote. We want your kids to go to camp. It is the highlight of scouting. We have video online. There's a video right on the Reed page if you want to show that. We can make a presentation to your unit. And if you go to go to the website, read, there's a spot you can click a button. I want a presentation, and fill that out, and we will try to get somebody there. We have a group of volunteers that are out doing that, led by Josh Davies. So we're out and about, have been. We could also do them by Zoom. We've done a number of these for some people that are not close in the west into the council area. We've done some Zoom links to some patrol leader councils and to some troop committees. So if you're interested in just talking to one of our people on Zoom, we can certainly set that up. A lot of information on Facebook. And if you can think of another way that we can help you promote, please let us know. We're here to help. We really do want as many young people to be able to come and have that ultimate experience as we can. How can you help before camp? Well, if you're interested, Eager Beaver Weekend is June 5, 6, and 7. It's a free weekend. You can come to camp. We'll feed you. Really, the 6th, Saturday, is the main day. We do a lot of things to get camp ready. Super important. If your unit's looking for something to do for a June camp out, or if you're looking for just a weekend to come help out, I know that had a unit last year who brought up all his new scouts specifically because they got to see camp and got to understand. So when they got there, it wasn't this big scary thing. It was I thought, an ingenious idea. And so if you're interested in that, all you got to do is register so we have enough food for you. And would love to have you come up for that. We're still looking for some people. So if you have some college students in your family, or if you know somebody that's a teacher or anything that might be interested, we are looking for a climbing director. Need to be at least 21 years of age. We'll send you to school for that. We're also looking for at least one more summit-based staff member to help out at that program, an 18-plus person. And we're looking for, a lot of 16-year-olds. This is the time of year where we're really looking for 16-year-olds, program staff, lifeguards, dining hall, commissary staff. Great job at camp. They actually have a lot of fun. We've really changed that program. We have returning people who come back to do dining hall now. It is not the way it was when I was a kid. It's a totally different feature now. So if you're interested or know any of your older scouts or anybody or a family member who's interested in spending 7 weeks at summer camp, please let us know. We'd love to talk to them. So the unit rewards program, this started in 2024. So this is the first year that people are actually going to be able to cash in, because they will have had 2 years, so 24 and 25. That makes this the first level of things that we'll be able to do. So for the units that came in year 1, 2024, and came again in 2025. This year, you get the first crack at merit badge sign up. Merit badge sign up will start on March 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning. For those, remember, you still have to be paid up at that. You have to have done all your rosters and paid for everybody, but you will be able to have early signups. Qualifying units got an email on 2/3. If you think you qualified and you didn't, please email us at ghv.camping, and Sandy will get with you and try to figure that out. For units that don't have the above, then the sign up is the next week. So we're pretty excited about that. And then next year, it's a 5% discount for all the people. So you get early sign up, and you're going to get a 5% discount for everybody. So the loyalty program moves on, and we're really starting to get into the meat of where you really get some nice stuff. So with that, I'm going to take a quick hit of coffee, and then Sandy and I are here to answer questions and see what we can do to help you out. So if you have a question, if you know how to use your little at the bottom where it says what does it say? React. Trying to look here. Oh, mine's different because I'm the host. But someplace there's this place where you can put your hand up. If you can do that, we will help you out. I think it's in React. In fact, yep, it's in React. If you hit the little button at the bottom, React, and hit the hand, we can help you out. If not, if you can't figure it out, that's fine. Just unmute yourself, ask a question. Little box will pop up next to mine, and we will do everything we can to help you out. There we go, Marjorie. What can we do for
Hi.
you?
So on form B2, the medical form, there is a section that talks about administering over-the-counter medication. I wanted to clarify whether that's for troop leaders to administer that or your staff,
No,
because, okay,
yeah.
go
So the medical is a national form, and it doesn't matter what it says on there. We cannot do over-the-counter drugs, period. That is a New York State Department of Health regulation. So in the state of New York, we are not allowed to give away any over-the-counter medication.
So
It's
that's
a
for your staff, that section.
That's the staff. The staff is not able to do that.
So
So
if our troop leaders
if
want,
I can
sorry.
expand on that, that form is good for you to use throughout the whole year while your troop is camping.
Right.
You're supposed to have the A and Bs for your weekend camping trips as well. So it doesn't hurt to have your physician fill it out fully.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep. Sorry
Mhm.
about that. It's always a thing about camp. We just can't do those OTCs. Hey Celeste, what can we do for you?
Hey Rich, hi Sandy. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I had a question for the I guess it's the I know that we're trying to, avoid creatures coming into the campsites. Obviously we've got the box with the smellables for toiletries, etc. Is there a reason I guess the thing is like snacks because especially when there are two troops sharing a site, those boxes can get very unmanageable and crowded. And it seems like why put food in there and invite critters? Can't we just put it directed that smellables that, toiletries should stay in that box, but food and snacks, is that something that we could consider just having it go into leaders, the trunk of their car? Like why bring something in like a whole bunch of snacks
So
into
what
yeah.
yeah, so what Chris O'Connor the Ranger would tell you is that the the toiletries can stay in the tents and the food should go into the box. But you can certainly keep the food in a car. Or if you want to, we have units who bring like the big black tub with a lid. They'll put it in one of the rooms in the latrine at night or something like that. Anything like that is fine. It is all in how it gets managed. And if there's a really big issue in a campsite, that it's too full, too big, somebody come tell us, and I can talk to Chris, and we can try to find another box in a campsite that's not being used or something. We'll do what we can do to make it work for you.
Okay, so that's new information for the smellables. I was assuming that those needed to be,
No,
sorry, for the toiletries, that those should not, I thought that there were smellables of any kind
no,
needed
the D
to
the
go into the
DEC
bin.
the DEC has told us that they are not worried about shampoo and things like that. They are worried about food.
Okay. And so if they're worried about food though, like why have food in the campsite as opposed to in a car?
Well, because not everybody has a car close, and the boxes, they can't get in those boxes. We had them hit the boxes a couple of times last year. They hit the box and they move on. They get mad because they can't get into them. So
I know.
before
It's
I mean
You don't
before
want
we
them to
I
hit
mean
your car.
I mean
I,
before we had the boxes, they were, people had that stuff in their tents. And that we're try our whole point of this is to keep the wildlife away from the kids. And I'm not just talking about bears. I'm talking about raccoons and squirrels. And I get more people mad about squirrels eating into the kids' backpacks than I do a bear in a tent, because I've never had a bear in a tent. So,
okay.
If if I can real quick,
mhm,
also if keeping it in your car, that's your decision, but
sure.
you're going to have those kids wanting you to go to your car a lot. And then
It did.
they're going to stop keeping it in your car. They're going to keep it in their pocket. So, because it's inconvenient to go to your car, whereas it's convenient if it's in the campsite somewhere. So, it's sort of take the good with the bad.
Yeah. We don't have to belabor this. They'll just go to
Yeah.
That's fine.
they'll go to the trading post and buy their
That's
Yeah.
yep.
That's really my
That's
recommendation.
the best
I'll keep
answer.
it for you in the trading
Yeah.
post.
But
Let us
okay,
keep it
yeah,
locked up for you.
okay, and then this is more of I because I didn't throw it onto our form last year, but in terms of like the Celsius drinks with the high caffeine, like the what are those called?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
energy drinks.
Anyway,
we're not taking those. We're not going to have those this year.
oh, perfect. Okay. Because yeah, and then I guess it was like, could we skip that and maybe add in like flavored seltzer? Seems like flavored
I
seltzer has become
think
like quite popular. So
I think they did have something like that. I
We had
had him
poppy
send
we had a
me.
bunch of that. We had a bunch of that poppy last year, I know.
Yeah,
But we'll
I
check.
Yeah, I think they had some of that on their flyer. I had them send it to me at the end of the summer so that I could look for the replacement for Celsius. So
yeah, because when the
yeah.
Celsius report came out about how it gotten packaged in the wrong can, they're like, oh my God, there's Celsius in the trading post, but it wasn't the same one. And then there was this spontaneous conversation with the adults, and they're like, why don't we skip the Celsius and add flavored seltzer? Because that like parents were bringing it up on their own. So it seems like people drink less soda these days and more seltzer. So okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward. Thank you.
Who else can we attempt to help?
We've got a troop trailer question in the chat,
Sure.
Rich. Are troop
Okay.
trailers allowed in sites?
Yes. So troop trailers are fine. Um, if you're connected and you feel comfortable taking your troop trailer up to your campsite and putting it at the location that we ask you to put it, that's perfectly fine. If not, our rangers can do it. It just won't be right away. So what we ask is that having your scouts come to camp in a swimsuit and a t-shirt and is probably the best way to come to camp, because then once they're there, they can start their tour and things like that. But yeah, troop trailers, absolutely not a problem. And
Anissa.
Anissa, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was gonna try.
No worries.
No.
We have one child who requires medication that sometimes either has to be refrigerated or under certain circumstances, it has to be maintained at room temperature, which is somewhere between 70 and 75 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Will we have access to a facility to put that? Her dad usually comes to resident camp to inject that.
Yep, not a problem.
I just need temperature control on it.
Yep, whichever camp you're in. If you're in Wabika, there's a locked medical refrigerator in the camp office, and if you're in Buckskin, there's a medical refrigerator in the health lodge. So either way, not a problem. Medicated or refrigerated medications are not a problem.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to double check that would still be the process.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Right.
We can handle all of those things. And we do medications, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then after evening program. In Buckskin. In Wabika, the leaders have the option to do it in their campsites because they have the food. And if it's refrigerated and you're in Wabika, that is at the office. You just have to come down to the office. So.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Ryan, will Super Trooper Brothers of One Scout going to be? I went away. I'm sorry. My computer didn't hold it long enough. I lost it. Can you ask that question? I lost it.
Okay, so you have a Super Trooper that's coming the same, like he's registering with your troop?
Yeah, we have a girls.
I just want to make sure I understand.
We have a girls troop, and last year we had 2 boys, 2 brothers.
Okay.
We only have 1 this year.
Will they be
presenting with our unit, or will they be separate?
So ideally we wouldn't have a single youth male. But what I can do is I can keep an eye on my other Super Troopers for that week, and maybe if you're willing to take them in, that would help the ratio.
So we can, Ryan, I think we'll be able to help you out with that. Do you
Yeah.
happen to be are you going to be a family troop, or are these two separate still?
We are not probably ever going to be a family troop.
Okay. Just asking. If
Okay.
you're a family troop,
That's fair.
if you're a family troop, it's never a problem. But if you're not, then we just have to find another male. So we'll see what we
Yeah.
can do to help you out.
I always have a handful of Super Troopers, and sometimes they come with parents, so it gives you adult leadership extra as well. All right, cool.
Yep. And if anybody has youth that can't come to camp with you, they still deserve a camp week. They can come as a Super Trooper. We work very, very hard to get them with great units, like most of you, and make sure they have a really good week. So if you have kids that can't, they're on vacation or something's going on, let them know that's an option. Sandy will work with them. Anything else? I don't want to belabor. I don't want to hold people longer. Oh, Celeste again. Yep.
If you could just, is there a way for this new change with the Trail to First Class? Will the list be available that the requirements are going to be worked on to share with Scout leaders prior to, just so we have an idea of what's being covered? Because I know it's not literally going to be people not walk out of camp as a first class Scout, but anyway, any way to get visibility on what those requirements are prior to camp?
Liam,
our program designer Liam would love to answer that.
You want to answer that question, Liam, since you're the one that is working that?
I was answering another question. Could you repeat it? Sorry.
Celeste wants to know if you're gonna if they can get a list of the basic skill requirements that are going to be taught Trail to First Class before camp.
Certainly. Yeah, we're still buttoning down exactly what's going to be in the program. But once we have it mostly locked down, we'll be more than happy to share that with everybody. And again, the goal of the updated program is to get some of your new scouts to get an introduction to some of the theory behind scouting, without actually making it feel like they're learning theory, as well as directly working on those skills that they'll need to work on rank advancement. If you want to give them some prep, absolutely. But if they come with no prep, the program is designed around that.
Okay, no, that'd be great, because typically we waive guys off from doing the Trail to First Class, but if I'm just curious with it being changed and kind of brought back but differently, what that is, so we can decide if maybe we in fact would want to direct guys that way.
Good suggestion. We'll see if we can get something put out and in one of Sandy's newsletters, let everybody know that it's been posted.
Yeah, and one of the other big things that we've added with this update is we're going to include working on some of those the cooking requirements. Give the scouts some experience with some of that side of things that we haven't had the opportunity to in the past. Food safety, some super basic. Here's what the tools are called. Here's how you cook something simple.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Wabika campers get a little bit more of that already, but I don't think Wabika leaders would be all too unhappy if their kids were a little bit more on top of things while they're trying to make breakfast.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great. Thank you.
You bet. Christopher, I think you were next up.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Stock. I really appreciate your time tonight.
Good.
This is a kind of a programmatic question. And in case you're wondering, I'm not really in space. That's just a fake background.
No, that's all right. That's great. I have a staff member who thinks he's in space all the time, so that's great.
Right on. Hopefully, he doesn't have a whole lot of responsibility, but that's all good.
No, he does.
Anyway, I'm sorry. This is a program question. We are from the cold tundra of way up north, like up near Thousand Islands, specifically Adams, New York. We're Troop 586. We're coming back for our third year. Our new DE, who is well experienced as a DE down towards Syracuse, has a great program that he's doing at camp. I can't remember the name of our camp now, but that's okay. But basically, they're doing what they call an Eagle College or a Trail to Eagle this summer in August, and basically it's a day camp for troops, and they're doing a whole bunch of required merit badges for Eagle. My question is, and I run the risk of I haven't seen the new 2026 guide yet. I didn't realize you folks published it already. But if not this year, for future years, I've got a whole cabal of dudes that are like first class star, like right in that area. And they really need required merit badges. And would it be possible to include some of those more academic merit badges? I know you folks do, all the outdoor ones. And last year, EP and communications were really popular with our kids. But I was wondering if it would be possible to include more of the academic kind of classroom merit badges, like the citizenship ones, family life, and stuff like that in the program. If it's not too late for this year, then maybe in future years.
Yeah, so we run the same thing your DE runs at our other camp downstate. We run an Eagle where we teach all that same stuff. We used to do one at Reed, and nobody signed up for it. And I have my reasons why. I think that a lot of leaders wanted their kids to go to camp and have a camping experience, not a sit and learn about citizenship experience. I'm not judging. I'm thinking. Every year we reevaluate what we're doing. And maybe if you put something in. The other thing you can do is one of the things that we do is, for example, if you had a leader that, let's say, was able to teach a citizenship class, we could do that as a regular class in a time socket slot with that person, and we would allow anybody in camp to sign up and do that in that way too. So that's an option also. So we can make space available or whatever. We're not going to change merit badges this year because we've already put our information out, but put that on your evaluation for next summer, and who knows, we take that stuff very seriously. So we'll see what we can do.
Okay. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. No, not a problem. Aaron.
I just have a quick question, back to medical. When kids go to get their meds, like, does the nurse watch them take their meds, or do they just like hand them to them and then they can just take it back at like the breakfast place or whatnot?
No, they have to take the med. If they're going to take the meds, they have to take them in front of our medical people. We open the bottle, we shake out the pill. They have to physically they have to remove the pill and they have to take it. We will not allow them to walk away with it. That the health department, we can't dispense it, but we as an adult can make sure they don't take it with them, quote, to give it to someone else.
Great. Thank you.
Is the justification. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
And all the medication in the dining hall is done on the back porch where our medical team sits, and they check everybody off, and they have a form and a whole bunch of paperwork they do. Anybody else? It's been great. All right. Hey, thank you everybody for your time. We will post the best of the two videos, this one or the next one. If you have other questions, please let us know. And we're super excited that you're coming to Reed this summer. And if we can help, give us a call. Thank you very much. See you this summer.